Tag TV brings you daily news bulletin from India. Breaking news and views from India.
You are watching South Asia Newsline, and here are the top stories we are tracking for you on Thursday, the 13th of February. Indian PM Modi lands in Washington to hold talks with Trump on trade, defense and immigration. Pakistan and Turkey signed 24 agreements to strengthen cooperation. And Adani Group backs off from controversial project in Sri Lanka despite approvals. And now for all the details. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi arrived in Washington to hold bilateral talks with newly elected US President Donald Trump. PM Modi is the fourth leader to visit the Oval Office within a month of Trump's returning to the office. Their discussions are expected to focus on areas such as two-way trade, energy, technology and immigration. It is being seen as a key visit amid President Trump's threat of tariffs against friend and foe alike to try to extract new trade deals, investment or law enforcement help. The two leaders will also address a joint press conference, a rare press briefing by the Indian Prime Minister.
I have a feeling that this relationship is going to take unprecedented turns on defense, on security, and on collaborations and everything from port building, shipbuilding, and multiple business collaborations. So I'm super excited about this. I think this is going to be a very exciting time for US-India relations, not just because US is pivoting away from China, but because we have so many IMEC-related common economic interests.
Ahead of his meeting with Trump, Indian Prime Minister met newly appointed US Director of National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard. News agency Reuters, citing sources, said Elon Musk is also likely to hold one-on-one talks with PM Modi, and India's government expects that these could include Starlink's long-delayed plans to launch satellite broadband services in India. Amid ruckus and continuous sloganeering from India's opposition lawmakers, the Joint Parliamentary Committee report on the Waqf Amendment Bill 2024 was tabled in the Rajya Sabha on Thursday. Congress leader Mallikarjun Kharge called the report anti-democratic, alleging that dissent notes from opposition members were removed. Meanwhile, Home Minister Amit Shah said that the government has no opposition if dissent notes of the opposition are added to the Joint Parliamentary Committee report on the Waqf Amendment Bill. Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla said that he has included all dissent notes after meeting with the opposition leaders. Amid ruckus over the Waqf bill, the Lok Sabha was adjourned till March 10th. The Waqf Act of 1995, enacted to regulate Waqf properties, has long been criticized for issues such as mismanagement, corruption and encroachments. The Waqf Amendment Bill 2024 aims to address these challenges by introducing reforms such as digitization, enhanced audits, improved transparency and legal mechanisms to reclaim illegally occupied properties.
जो हमारे ऑनरेबल मेंबर्स ने भी कहा है जॉइंट वर्किंग कमेटी वक्फ के, मैं उससे एग्री करता हूं। एक बात आप समझिए कि ये वक्फ का जो बिल लाया जा रहा है, ये सिर्फ और सिर्फ ना सिर्फ अनकॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल है, फंडामेंटल राइट्स आर्टिकल 14, आर्टिकल 15, आर्टिकल 29 का ग्रेव वायलेशन है। ये वक्फ को बचाने के लिए नहीं है, वक्फ को मुसलमानों से छीनने के लिए, बर्बाद करने के लिए ये बिल लाया जा रहा है।
Moving on, Pakistan's Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif and Turkey's President Recep Tayyip Erdogan on Thursday signed nearly 24 agreements to strengthen cooperation in various domains, mainly in trade and economic sectors. The Turkish president arrived in Islamabad in the midnight and was received by the Premier and President Asif Ali Zardari. After delegation-level talks on Thursday afternoon, President Erdogan said, within the framework of this visit, both sides have signed a total of 24 agreements and MOUs in the field of trade, agriculture, energy, defense and health, among others. This visit is crucial for Pakistan, which is facing a financial crisis and needs the support of its allies to help stabilize its economy. And the Adani Green on Wednesday withdrew from a controversial renewable energy project in Sri Lanka amid persisting concern among locals and a legal battle over its approval and potential environmental impact. The move signals a significant retreat for the Adani Group from its investment outreach in India's neighborhood in the wake of local scrutiny and criticism. It, however, amounts to a win for Sri Lanka's President Anurakumara Dissanayake, who vowed to cancel the project, calling it corrupt, before being elected in September 2024, although his government later expressed willingness to renegotiate it. The Adani Group in a letter said the decision to pull out of the ambitious project that would have seen investments of about $1 billion was taken after Sri Lanka decided to appoint 2 fresh committees to renegotiate the project proposal. The wind farm project in northern Sri Lanka had remained under the scanner from the time it was approved by the Gotabaya Rajapaksa administration in 2022 without a competitive tender process. The Ranil Wickremesinghe administration also took the project ahead despite the serious concerns raised by the opposition over the company's backdoor entry into Sri Lanka's energy sector. And Bangladesh's interim government chief on Wednesday visited the notorious secret prisons established during the former Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina's regime, where dissidents were held and disappeared for years. Chief Advisor Muhammad Yunus, accompanied by former detainees and members of a reform commission investigating enforced disappearances, reportedly over 1,700 cases during Hasina's 15-year rule, visited the infamous detention center codenamed Ainaghar or House of Mirrors. In August, mass protests involving thousands of students and members of the public marched toward Hasina's residence, ultimately forcing her to flee to India. Following her ouster, detainees from Ainaghar, many of whom had been missing for years, were released and reunited with their families. After assuming leadership as head of the interim government, Nobel laureate Yunus vowed to ban such institutions and end human rights violations in the country. Describing the secret torture cells as horrific, he said the deposed government had established the age of brutality in all sectors, and these torture cells were the samples of it.
Now they have concrete proof, and now they will go to the justice. So this is one step. And then what happens to the rest of the institutions? You are dealing with something that they have done. Will this be repeated in future? That's something we have to make sure that it's not repeated in future. No way.
The student wing of Nepal's ruling coalition partner, Nepali Congress, the Nepal Students' Union, hit the streets of Kathmandu, protesting against the social media bill tabled in the National Assembly earlier this week. Calling the bill as draconian, the protesters said the provisions stated in the bill regarding operation, use and regulation of social network will curtail basic human rights. The bill has sparked widespread concern as several of its provisions contradict Nepal's constitution, particularly Articles 17 and 19, which guarantee freedom of speech and communication. Critics argue that the bill grants excessive power to authorities, allowing them to penalize individuals for social media activities such as liking, sharing or commenting, with no clear definition of malicious intent. The bill also mandates a rapid response team, a mechanism typically used for emergencies to monitor and act against online content. Another contentious provision requires users to disclose their identity, raising privacy concerns. The bill also introduces several penalties and censorship measures, sparking accusations that the government aims to silence dissent and opposition voices. Despite the government's claims of ensuring digital responsibility, the bill is widely seen as an attempt to control online discourse and suppress criticism.
कारबाही तोक्ने एउटा सरकारी संयन्त्र जुन परिकल्पना गरेको छ त्यो संयन्त्रले सरकार जसको भयो त्यसको पक्षमा काम गर्ने भयो। यहाँ सरकारको विरुद्धमा जाने मतहरू यो सरकार चाहिँ हिटलरको तानाशाह जस्तो बन्न खोजेको जस्तो देखिन्छ, किनकि सरकारलाई प्रतिपक्षमा रहेको कसैलाई सरकारको विरुद्ध अभिव्यक्ति दियो भने उसलाई सामाजिक सञ्जाल विधेयक ऐन अनुसार कारबाही गर्न सक्ने भयो। कसले कारबाही गर्ने भन्दा मन्त्रालयको एउटा कर्मचारीले कारबाही गर्ने भयो अदालत गएर कानुनी प्रोसेस अन्तर्गत कारबाही भएको भए पो ल विधिको शासन कानुनको न्याय भन्ने कुरा हुन्थ्यो यहाँ त सरकारलाई जतिखेर मन लाग्यो त्यतिखेर मान्छेलाई कारबाही गर्ने खालको कारबाही ठोकिहाल्ने खालको ठाउँको ठाउँ कारबाही ठोक्ने खालको यो विधेयकमा जुन व्यवस्था छ यो खारेज हुनुपर्छ भन्ने हाम्रो एउटा कुरा भयो
That's all in tonight's edition. We will see you same time tomorrow. Good night.
Tag TV brings you daily news bulletin from India. Breaking news and views from India.